Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I did the body's pedicle lamina to YMCA, so if I'm not embarrassed to do that to help you get... Okay, so we'll just start at the back. And the first thing that we see is the ligamentum flavum that runs between the lamina of the vertebrae. So then we get into epidural space, which is filled with fat, epidural space. Then we run into the outermost of the meninges, the dura mater, and it's very thick. And then we have this groove that is a potential space, the subdural space. Normally nothing lives there, but you can bleed into it. Then the next gray layer right here is actually the arachnoid mater. So this space where we'll find cerebrospinal fluid is the subarachnoid space. Then the innermost is the pia mater, and you really can't see it here because it just runs right along the outer edge of the cord and it runs in with the fissure, so it's closely applied to the cord itself. So this small groove back here is the posterior median sulcus. We get into the cord, the first thing we run into are these posterior columns or posterior funiculi. The rest of the white matter here, we've got a lateral white column and an anterior white column. We get into the gray, and right in the middle of it we'll find the central canal, which is filled with CSF. So the two places we'll find CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, in here is in the subarachnoid space and in the central canal. Then we have the central butterfly-shaped area of gray matter. And in general, we'll find motor nuclei and neurons in the anterior half and sensory nuclei and neurons in the posterior half. Then we move into the anterior median fissure, and then we just go back out the same way we came in. We're going to run into pia mater, subarachnoid space, arachnoid mater, the subdural space, dura mater, epidural fat, posterior longitudinal ligament, vertebral body, anterior longitudinal ligament would be here. This is going to be the ventral ramus, purely motor, the ramus root. Sorry about that. The ventral root and the dorsal root, purely motor. This is the dorsal root ganglion. Once the ventral root and the dorsal root come together, then we have a nerve. The nerve quickly gives off the dorsal ramus that will innervate muscles in the back and collect sensory information from the back, and a larger ventral ramus that will innervate muscles of the anterior part of the body as well as the arms if it's in the cervical region, and the legs if it's in the lumbar and sacral region. And we haven't got to these yet, but rami communicantes, chain link ganglia, but we'll do that when we get to the autonomic nervous system. That's it.